Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome back to the Tour de France 2020 Pro Team Career Mode with the TIJ Racing Team. And today we begin the Breizh Cup, a free stage tour, and we'll have to see how we get on. Of course, the first tour we did was the Route course, and we did manage to win the points classification and the best climber classification with Mikel Breizh and Dea Quintana. And we also won the compatibility classification with Mikel Breizh, and we actually ended up second in the rankings, in the team rankings, but unfortunately because it is the start of our career, we are unable to qualify for quite a lot of events. They include Paris-Nice, the Vlaanderen Classic, Paris to Roubaix, and Liège-Bastogne to Liège again, or Liège, isn't it? Yeah. Actually, no, a downwards accent is a kind of like a monotony, isn't it? Yeah, Liège, not Liège, Liège. Not sure. I did do French at school. I'm sure a downwards accent is more of a downward tone, if you like, not a high pitch. But anyway, let's not talk about my knowledge of the French language. That's absolutely pointless to talk about today. Today we'll talk about the start of the Breizh Cup, and it'll be interesting to see in those 4 events how far we have dropped down the rankings. But we are going to begin the race today. So, whoopsie daisy. There we go. You're not qualified for this event. Ah, cool. Okay. So we'll get to see a simulation of all of them. I mean, this is taking a little bit too long for my liking, but oh well, we'll go through it. So, same stage winner for the first 2 stages. This is quite cool. It'll especially be cool when it comes to the Tour de France. But it's one-way traffic, really, in these flat stages, but things start to get a little bit more hilly. Astana, Fuglsang. Goodness me, that name was mentioned a lot in the Tour de France. But Rohan Dennis won the time trial. Roglic, now yellow jersey holder, now holds it on the flat stage. But Quintana, Dea's brother, wins the hill stage, and that puts him the top of the rankings. And Quintana wins the yellow jersey. Fuglsang wins the last stage, but Nairo Quintana wins that event. Very interesting. So obviously we didn't qualify for that event. So let's see what the rankings look like. Yeah, it pushes us all the way down to 14th there. But what I'm going to do... no, actually, we'll continue this. I'm quite liking these little simulations. To be fair, these are only sort of 1 or 2 stage things. So, Van Avermaet wins that event. Just a 1 stage thing, so I'll take it with a pinch of salt. I mean, look at how much he's gone up the rankings, though. TGV. Who's TGV? Not sure. Perhaps it's got to be Jumbo Visma. Got to be, hasn't it? Yeah, that's right. Goodness me. Two of their guys in the top 2. That puts us down to 20th in the pro cycling rankings. That's really hurt us. But we can just do as well as we can in the events that we have this year. But 100 points available for this 1 stage of Paris to Roubaix. Peter Sagan wins that event. No doubt the best flat rider in the Tour. So Sagan up to 2nd in the pro cycling rankings. Us now down to 22nd. Again, not much we could do about this, but I did forget that, you know, it's going to be a lot harder to get up there because, of course, there are events we haven't unlocked. So let's see who wins this final event before we get into it. Here's the Astana rider of Fuglsang. Very close, though, really, there. Over 1 stage. So Fuglsang gets 100 points. He's up to 2nd in the pro cycling rankings. Nobody from Ineos really up there. It's Kwiatkowski who's at the top there of their rankings. Anybody else from Ineos? I mean, Chris Froome, 43, but your Garants and Bernals just aren't up there. Interesting. And then in team rankings, we retain our position at P22, and it's a long way up to get to P21. So now it is a time where we can start to influence things. The start of the Breizh Cup. Absolutely, we'll play this stage. Here we go for the Breizh Challenge.
Hi guys. Welcome to the briefing for this first stage. The main thing to grasp today is that the route is flat and without any difficulties. But be on your guard as the wind can lead to bordures. You'll have to be on your guard and not get caught out, because this is the sort of stage where you can lose a lot of time on the general classification. Beware of the wind. Have a good stage.
Hello and welcome to all. Today's stage is conducive to a mass sprint finish. There are no difficulties and the roads are wide and straight. The sprinters' teams will no doubt do everything to maintain control of the scenario.
Here we go then, the start of the Breizh Cup, or the Breizh Challenge. Quite a simple stage to get us started off. No real challenges. But there is an expectation for our sports director that this guy, Michael Breizh, will be in today's breakaway. And I also think that it's worth putting Dibben in there as well. There's 3 objectives today, as you can see, to be part of today's breakaway with Breizh, and then to finish in the top 20 with John Dibben and the top 25 with Ben Swift. But of course, you can get points for the other classifications, and they are very important in terms of the pro cycling rankings. There are 25 points available, I believe, for getting that green jersey. And there are 3 sprints available today. Those first 2 sprints are the ones we target if we can get into a breakaway. And as I've said before, no real difficulty. So we're going to get Dibben to go into the breakaway, hopefully. And the rider we are controlling, Breizh, we're going to put into attack straight away. Okay, well, he's not well placed. Well, he's just going to have to get a bit better placed, ultimately. The peloton are going for it a little bit here. It's a decent gap. Need to pull out a little bit more, really, if we're going to get any sort of break. Good that there's a few of us here, though. There's 4 at least. I think Breizh is okay now. We're going to put that break in with Dibben. Huh, I see what he means. Yeah, we ain't going to get in a breakaway at this point. Anybody else who's better placed? Probably looking for Ben Swift more than anybody, really. Watch, he'll be right at the back. No, he's not. We'll see if we can make up any ground fairly quickly. Let's see. Oh, this might be a chance. Come on, Ben. Can he get a bit better placed and potentially get into a breakaway? Every second counts here. I'll take that. We'll take a chance. It certainly doesn't hurt. It's going to be fairly easy to recoup our energy. But a good gap to the peloton. We've also got Stannard who's coming with us. Try and help him out.
His teammates are accelerating. He's no doubt asked them to reel in the counter-attack to avoid too big a breakaway.
So there's 4 guys in the breakaway at the moment. As you can see, we're not really in a breakaway. I mean, there's 14 guys with us, but I think a lot of those will go back into the peloton. As probably will we. We haven't really got the energy to get up to the breakaway, potentially, I don't think. And it's not worth burning out, particularly at this point. Yeah, I think we might be back in the peloton. We'll see if we can catch up, but I doubt it. So, yeah, we're going to have to focus our efforts on Breizh at the front. But we'll tell the rest of our guys, yeah, work with opponents. And for Williams, just to defend, protect Dibben. And for Holmes, protect Ben Swift. Well, I don't know what's happened here. Really frustrating, that is. I was just fast forwarding as usual, just making sure everything was okay, and all of a sudden, we just blew up with Breizh. As you can see, it's happening again. And the breakaway really is no more. There's some guys trying to pull away, but there's no real breakaway there. And it seems Breizh is starting to struggle now. Not much blue energy left. I don't know how that's happened. I get that you can lose your pink energy and your red energy, if you like, but that's a real strange one for me. But the sprint coming up in not too much time in the future. But as you can see, the breakaway isn't really anymore. We might try and join this group. We're going to have used all of our feed though, really, here, unfortunately. And yeah, I wouldn't bother. I don't think there's going to... I could be wrong, but I don't think there's going to be a big breakaway. It might be best to try and conserve our energy for when this first sprint takes place. So here comes the first of 3 sprints today. It's the last point before we get a feed, so it's well worth getting our guys to consume a feed. I think it might actually be a bit too late now to get everyone to do it and get full effectiveness, but oh well. Holmes hasn't finished yet, that's why he's not allowing me to. But yeah, 20 points available here, so it's well worth going for. As you can see, there's 3 guys in the breakaway. But we've gone with Ben Swift. I think he's our best sprinter from memory. I think Dibben's quite handy as well, actually. Yeah, all consuming their feed. So we'll actually get Dibben to try and protect Ben Swift, and then in the hope that he will also attack as well. So Holmes is just behind. We're well placed here. With about 1.2 kilometres to go, we'll tell our guys to attack to try and make up some ground. So we'll tell these guys to attack. It's worth going for. End of the day, we can take points off the others. So in a kilometre to go. So the top guys have got through. Have we gone a little bit early? Possibly. Possibly not. Didn't quite exert ourselves as much as we should have done there, really, I don't think. But 10 points for Ben Swift. 6 points for Holmes as well. 5 for Dibben. Apologies for the dog barking in the background. Don't want to attack any more now, but good stuff. Williams picked up 2 points as well. 5 points for Dibben, 6 for Holmes, and 10 for Ben Swift. That is music to my ears. Brilliant stuff. Just wait for the peloton to catch up now. So, as I said, we'll get a feed straight after this. Really, a job well done in that sprint. Really happy with that. So, another sprint to come up. A very basic climb. If we can catch up to the rest of the guys who might be able to get a point on the climb. And then a final sprint. So, the breakaway increases their gap ever more as we come up to the second sprint of the day. There's 4 guys in the breakaway. 2 groups of 2. So, 2 duos if you like as we get to the 5 kilometre mark. So as before, we're going to go for this with our guys. Breakaway is losing ground. Trying to just get a decent pace but not overexert ourselves. It's a tricky balance sometimes. No point pulling away from the leaders too much. But I think Ben Swift is our strongest rider. I have to say, we went with Quintana and Breizh in the last tour, but I think Swift is our best sprinter, so that's why we're going for it with him. I just need to watch counter-attacks inside the peloton here. And we're fighting on a lot of fronts, to be fair, for this green jersey in the early stages. Looks like Van der Hoorn's going to get 20 points. And we'll tell all our guys to attack, as I said before. I don't think we're going to be as lucky here, I don't think. I think our guys are a little bit further back than potentially they could be. Kilometres to go, though. Let's go. We didn't put enough acceleration in last time, I don't think. We weren't clinical enough, and this looks good. Come on, Swifty. Yes, another 11 points. Excellent. Just to make sure none of our other guys attack anymore. Breizh got 3 points there. Excellent. And Dibben got 1. It all helps at the end of the day. It all helps. And it looks like Rowe has actually blown up. That's a shame for him. But we've got a climb coming up. We will see who gets on the top of that climb first. Just for the reference of you guys. Only 1 point available. And so the leader over this climb will lead the climber classification going into stage number 2. And will wear that polka dot jersey. But I don't think there's many climbs in the second stage actually either. It's the third stage where it gets crazy. I think there's only 3rd or 4th class climbs, but there's about 10 of them. I'm not joking either. It's quite incredible. But all of our guys well placed, as you can see. We've got Quintana, Breizh and Williams that have just got past us. Holmes is right beside us, so we're well represented here. Really good stuff. Don't need to use too much of our energy coming up here. We can afford to follow. And as well as winning the last sprint, Van der Hoorn also wins the King of the Mountains classification for this stage. Hardly King of the Mountains, though, with that sort of mountain. I mean, 0.8 kilometres, not quite a mountain. That is definitely stretching it. But only one more highlight of the day. And that is the final sprint. As you can see, not quite a mountain when you only go down by that much. But, yeah, 1 classification point. And that is the end of the stage. Potentially a route for Baradeurs to do well. But I think it'll end in a bunched finish. And, of course, there's some sprinting points on the line as well for Swift. So, contrary to what was mentioned in the pre-race briefing, there is no chance for Baradeurs. No wind today. So, it'll all come down, as predicted, to a mass sprint. 11.5 kilometres to go. Remember, we need to finish in the top 25 with Ben Swift and the top 20 with Dibben if we can. So, the way we're going to do that is to get Dibben to protect Swift. And then effectively he will ride in a similar position, you would hope, in terms of the field. Get well placed. And those two could do well. But obviously the rest of our guys would be great if they could do well as well. So, probably a shorter video today, and I apologise for that. But not the most eventful of stages. But this could be a very good end to the stage. And Swift looks to have what it takes in the points classification, definitely. So, this is a good chance. 8.8 kilometres to go. Here we go. As I said, just getting well placed. We'll try and take our feed in good time. 5 kilometres to go, probably. And we're in 6th place, just behind the leaders. I'm comfortable where we are. The leader's starting to pull away a little, so we will increase our pace. Not really a demanding stage here, ultimately, so we aren't going to worry too much. Unless somebody starts to put in a bit of a counter-attack to hope to increase everybody's pace. But I can't see it. So, because this is a flat stage, quite a quick run up to this last sprint. So, 6Ks to go. We will get Swift to start consuming his feed, but we'll go with the rest at 5 kilometres to go. So, 5 to go. Get everyone to consume their feed.
Just 5 more kilometres. We are heading for a mass sprint.
Jolly good. 50 points available for the winner. This would be great if we could finish off well. Really would. Just the pace starting to increase just slightly now. Everyone not quite finished their blue feed yet. Could do with having 2 kilometres to go when they have finished.
Okay, I'll consume a feed.
Well placed though here with Ben Swift. I don't know where our other guy is, which is a little bit annoying, but oh well. Right, everyone is ready to consume their feed now. Williams has just finished his blue, I think. Yeah, he's consuming his red. Just check. Yeah, everyone's consuming their feed. And with 2Ks to go, we'll tell everybody to attack. And obviously we'll control Ben Swift at the end of the stage. We are well placed here. And we are a good sprinter. Who knows? Let's see what we can do. It might be a disaster, but we're not doing too badly. So just putting a bit of a turn of pace in here. Can't see us winning the stage, but we might finish off well. So, the final kilometre. Let's go! Oh, no. It's too much, is it? Come on, Swift! Come on! Come on! Yes! We win the stage! Get in! Well, that's surprisingly easier than I thought it would be. We went with it with 1 kilometre to go. And we were starting to struggle. I didn't think we'd have the energy, but we had a real massive gap to the rest of the field. And obviously that closed as we came up to the line. But we started a considerable gap. Doesn't look like any of our other riders finished in the frame, but we most definitely won the stage. No photo finish there. Brilliant stuff. A stage win. First of many, hopefully. Oh, look at that blue livery on the podium, eh? On the jersey. Stage victory goes to Ben Swift. Definitely, I think, our team leader now. Really good over a sprint. Don't quite think he's got it in the hills. But that points classification is certainly within reach. And of course, how could I forget? For now, Ben Swift has the yellow jersey. Excellent. And he's up on the podium 3 times in a row. Because we managed to get points in the first 2 sprints. And a big, massive 50 points there. And he's got 2 jerseys to choose from. Of course, the Jumbo-Visma rider managed to score the solitary point on the mountains on the day. So Van der Horn gets the polka dot jersey. And the young riders classification goes to the Emirates team. And it is Philipsen who leads that classification going into the second stage of the Breizh Cup.
Huge congratulations for this win, guys. Our chances of victory were virtually nil. This is an outstanding performance. You beat all the favourites. We hit the ground running, and tomorrow we'll have the honour of defending the yellow jersey.
Well, that was a bit pants from everyone else, wasn't it? I know that we finished within a second, so it's absolutely fine, but it would have been nice to finish in the top 20 with Dibben. Not much we could have done about that, but we won the stage. Also, the lead of the points classification by quite a way as well. That 50 points at the end really helped, and the fact that nobody that was in the early breakaways could compete at the end. 26-point lead, that's huge. Young riders, Breizh and Williams are obviously within that second. And yeah, all looking good to me. General classification, we lead. Of course, there is a bonus for finishing top of these sprints. So we have 10 seconds on the majority of the field. That's really positive. Excellent stuff. So, pro cycling rankings then. No points for Breizh today. But 17 for Ben Swift, so he moves up to 64th. And because of those 17 points, we put ourselves, what's that, 15 points closer to Team Sunweb in 21st. So, great stuff. 2 ticks. Finished in the first 25 of the stage. Part of today's breakaway. And also won a leader's jersey. So, absolutely excellent. We won 2 of them as well. So, we really should get +4 in my opinion. But as you can see, the second stage coming up on the next episode is Langouet to Mer de Bretagne. 2 climbs. One is going to be the summit at the finish. An early sprint, very similar to today's stage really. As you can see, a sprint, a 4th class climb and another sprint. It's just that extension of having the 3rd class climb at the end. As it says really, the stage basically comes down to the final obstacle. So a great stage for us today. I don't think we'd be ever expecting a stage win this early on, but we got it. Absolutely great stuff. And on Thursday's episode, you'll be able to see the second and penultimate stage of the Breizh Cup. If you enjoyed that, make sure to leave a like down below, comment your thoughts as well, and subscribe for regular Tour de France 2020 content on a Tuesday, Thursday, and on a Saturday at 6 p.m. At 6 p.m? Let's not go into that. At 6 p.m. British time. Thank you for watching. I've been TIJ Gamer. Until the next time, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye for now.